Hello, YouTubers. Welcome back to Yorkshire Media One. I am Mark, your host, your presenter, whatever you want me to be. Yes, I am cheaper and better than the BBC. So, what are we going to talk about today? Well, I'm going to call this particular one, Mark Sunday Talk. So, yes, so let's talk. So, what we're going to talk about? So, we're going to talk about what's going on, the mess of the country, basically, where we've got, especially with the boat people and things like that, and especially with down in London as well, with ULEZ and all this and that. So let's talk about that. Why is the country in such a mess? Well, the reason why, because we have a weak government, we have weak leadership in our government at this moment in time. And the Tories cannot blame anybody else but themselves. They've been in power for 13 years. So we have a weak leadership with our government. The boat crossing should never have got to this stage at all. If the government would have been on the ball, it would have been stopped a lot sooner than what it was. But they didn't, and this government want to take a softly approach as well to law and order. So our British police force is now not doing proper crime. You know what I mean? You see them on the streets when Pride's on and things like that, but you don't see them around your local neighbourhood where I live. They only come round once every blue moon. If they came round on a more regular basis, they would catch people and idiots on motorbikes with no helmets and no tax or insurance, but they don't. So we have to put up with that kind of crap. You know what I mean? So we have a weak police force. We also have a woke police force, especially when the West Yorkshire police are arresting a 16-year-old kid with autism just for saying, "Well, she looks like my lesbian nana." There is nothing wrong with that. There is nothing, homophobic about it at all. This 16-year-old kid should never have been arrested. She should never have been traumatised like she did. The police officer in question is a lesbian female, and also, this is my opinion, and also she said on the video, I don't care, she's getting arrested. West Yorkshire Police, with their statement, and there is a statement out there from West Yorkshire Police, and I think it was other day, it's come out that they've had to drop all charges and release this 16-year-old girl because she hasn't committed a crime. There is no crime for hurting people's feelings. I mean, this police officer who her feelings was hurt shouldn't be in the job. I'm hoping now West Yorkshire Police sacks her. Unless they want public revolt, they need to sack this police officer, because it's quite clear that she's not good enough to be in the job. You know what I mean? So we have that element as well. So we don't have a police force, really, not like we used to do, because it's been watered down. And it's been watered down by the Conservative government, and it's as simple as that. Like our armed forces have all been watered down. Our Conservative government are more interested in helping illegal immigrants coming across the water than us, basically. You should help your own people. Charity starts at home, and things like that. People have asked me, what would you do? Well, first thing I do is not support the war in Ukraine. I would stop all of that, stop the feeding of weapons. I would just come out of it. The war in Ukraine is nothing to do with, so we shouldn't be supporting it. We can't afford to support that, not with the net zero lobby on our backs and things like that. But net zero, we're never going to reach net zero, not properly in any case, if you go about it. See, this is not about climate change. This is where people are very much mistaken. Net zero is a cash grab, and it really is a cash grab. The NHS are using £13 million of British taxpayers' money to go green and to go net zero. So in other words, all that £13 million is being spent on heat pumps and LED lights and things like that, not being spent on operations or other things what really need. We have a frontline hospital, and that frontline hospital should be treating patients, not spending out taxpayers' money on heat pumps and LED lights. And it's as simple as that. It shouldn't be doing it, but that's what they are doing. So you tell me. But yeah, we'll never reach that net zero. Net zero is going to bankrupt this country, literally bankrupt the country. If you listen to the climate change lobbies and things like that, they don't know what they're talking about. They really don't. They're just chasing this impossible dream. It will never happen. And to me, if I was in all this green taxes, I would completely drop it, take it off your electric and gas bill, and bring the cost of gas down. Also, I would honestly drill for oil, and also I would reopen up the mines. And it's as simple as that. We cannot afford to import. We shouldn't be importing things like coal or fertiliser and things like that. Also, with carbon, climate change and things like that, we know there's carbon up in the sky. Without carbon, there's no building blocks to human life or any life on this planet. Plants, trees and that. There is farmers pumping carbon dioxide into their greenhouses because plants survive, they thrive on it, they grow better and things like that. So stopping all this going zero carbon zero, it's rubbish. You cannot do it. It's impossible. It's yet again another cash grab, and it really is a cash grab. For having electric cars, well, really, I understand the need. I really do. I understand the need for electric cars, but really, the government should not be forcing people in. That's what gets my back up. The government has said, you're not having petrol, diesel, you're having electric only. You can't do that. An understanding government and a strong leadership government would give us the freedom of choice. It's as simple as that. This government won't do that. Even Labour government wouldn't do that. They won't give you a freedom of choice. You'll get one car and that'll be it. Under Labour, it'd be completely different because we would be prisoners in our own home. 15-minute cities would come about. It would all kick off that way. And also, don't forget what the Labour leader, do not forget what he said right at the beginning of the year. If he got into government, freedom of speech would be gone. So we'd have no freedom of speech under a Labour government. We would have ULEZ straight across the United Kingdom. Don't fall for the lies of politicians when they come knocking on your door. Oh no, we're not doing ULEZ, we're not doing that. They are lying to you. It's as simple as that. Don't vote for Tory, don't vote for Labour, or Liberal Democrats, or the Green Party. Especially the Green Party. I mean, they're part of Greenpeace, so is Just Oil. Just Oil has recently been found out that they are a part of the Greenpeace movement and things like that. They're just an offshoot of it, a nasty offshoot. So all these bunch of criminals, stopping traffic on motorways should be arrested and should be put into prison. And it's as simple as that. They should be getting 10, 15 years in prison for causing a security risk. And these Just Oil protesters and insulate Britain are a security risk. So is Sadiq Khan. Sadiq Khan is a security risk. He is a bigger security risk than any other politician I know. Sadiq Khan needs to be got rid of out of London. He needs to be voted out of power. And then he needs to be arrested and investigated for what he has done to Londoners. He has literally bankrupted Transport for London, TfL. He's took all that money and things like that. There is some kind of corruption and fraud going on with the Lord Mayor of London, as far as I'm concerned, because he's got a lot. He's had a lot of money and it's all gone. He's literally bankrupting London as I'm talking now, with this stupid ULEZ extension scheme, which you don't need ULEZ. If anyone with half a brain knows, ULEZ is a money grab, and it really is. It's all about getting money off the poor people, off the people who drive the cars. It's a war on the motorist. and that's what it is. It's a big war on the motorist as well. Climate change, well, we all know that our climate changes on a natural basis. What you're seeing now is not unnatural. It is natural. It is quite natural. Yeah, I mean, we hadn't had a big heat. We had an heat wave at the beginning of this summer, but really, if you look outside your window now, there's no sun. It's all clouded over, and there's a lot of rain. And that, and they're saying that we had the wettest July. I don't know if it was the wettest July in history, but it was a wet July. It wasn't an heat wave like the BBC were saying. You know, BBC is saying, oh, well, the United Kingdom's on fire. No, it's not. You're all being conned, basically. And you're all being conditioned and brainwashed into this. So don't listen to the BBC News. I get all my information from YouTube. And a lot of YouTubers do know what they're talking about because they do the research like I've done my research onto all this. You know what I mean? Should you really, be forced into an electric car? No, it should be freedom of choice, and it's as simple as that. And I don't get people who want to force people to have heat pumps. Now, everyone knows heat pumps don't keep your house warm. There's a nickname going around, heat cold pumps, because they are cold. They don't heat up your home efficiently as gas or electric would. So there you go. So we're being forced into heat pumps and things like that, and we don't want them noisy things on our houses and things like that. So you've got to consider, what should we do? Well, we should drill for gas. We should be fracking for gas. That's a step forward for an independent Great Britain, for an independent United Kingdom. Well, it's Great Britain. Let's forget about the United Kingdom bit. We are Great Britain, and it's as simple as that. And we can be Great Britain again and again and again. We have to drill. We have to become independent, away from Europe and things like that. You know what I mean? We should be trading with the Commonwealth. That's what we're back into. So that's what we should do. We shouldn't be looking for ways back into Europe, because in reality, they can't get back into Europe unless they have a referendum. And if they have a referendum, I do feel that the same result will be the same as 2016 referendum. They won't want to go back into Europe. Nobody does. It'll cost us too much this time round. We don't want to lose our sovereignty. We don't want to lose our king's head off our coinage and things like that. We are an independent country, and that's what we should be staying. We shouldn't be relying on France and things like that, or even Russia for our gas and things like that. We import a lot of coal, and we shouldn't be doing that. We have coal mines. We have coal under our feet. We should reopen the mines and start mining again, and it's as simple as that. That industry got wrecked, as you know, in the 1980s, so now we should reopen the mines. There is coal there, even if it's has to be open cast, there is coal there to be had. So that would help our economy at this moment in time. We do not need to import. Importing what we do is ridiculous. It really is, because we are importing a lot. We've got farmers who are, being said they're being subsidised, yeah, but it's not a lot of money when you think about it. Farmers are not rich in this country at all, and you got to find, you will find it hard to find a rich farmer because they are not rich at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So we have our own cattle, we have our own slaughterhouses, so we should be not importing meat. We should be killing our own, having our own British meat, British lamb, things like that. So the more cattle we have, the better. Stop taking. The government need to stop talks and trying to stop farmers from growing food, because we are going to get a food shortage and things like that. But it's engineered by our government. Yeah, and I don't know why they're doing it. Literally, and it's farmers have to stop selling their plot of land as well to the government. You know what I mean? Because the government are ripping them off, literally. You know what I mean? They're not buying the land at the value as it should be. It's a cheap land grab so they can build more housing. Why do our government want more housing? Because they want more immigration, and they are welcoming illegal immigrants into this country, which they shouldn't. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, they shouldn't be doing it. This is all wrong. The boat people are illegal. They should be deported straight away. Get gone. They are criminals after all. We do know that. And also, Sadiq Khan has been found out what he's been doing with the CCTV cameras, fining people through them is illegal. He owes around about 70 million pounds to people who have been, fined for speeding through CCTV cameras. That's illegal. He should be arrested for that. He should be brought to justice. But he's been protected, isn't he? So there you go. Even the Labour Party don't know what to do. Well, like I say, we don't vote for Tories, Labour, Lib Dems or the Green Party. What you should be voting for is Reform UK. Remember that name, Reform UK. They can reform our politics, reform the state, so we can have thriving industry like the NHS. You reform the state, you reform the NHS, and it's as simple as that. You get rid of all the managers, what it doesn't need, and it'll be managed properly. And it's as simple as that. So we need to reform. We definitely need to reform our politics, and we need to reform the people, the state, and things like that. Because at this moment in time, it is ridiculous. And like I say, all this climate change, don't be conned into it. People are now realising it's not about saving the planet. It's about getting rich. It's a get rich quick scheme by our government. It's a scam. Our own government and Sadiq Khan has scammed people. Sadiq Khan scammed Londoners out of millions and millions of money because he says he's protected. Oh, well, we need to protect the planet. No, we don't. He's making money because of these 15-minute cities. That's what he wants to be employed. But that won't happen. I don't know who's going to win the next general election. I don't think it'll be the Labour Party. But if it is, then we're in trouble. It's as simple as that. But like I say, you need to vote for Reform UK. And the name of their party, Reform. That's what they want to do, is reform our politics and things like that. It needs reforming. We need to protect our borders. I mean, if I was Prime Minister at this moment in time, I would be putting a task force together, armed task force together, to patrol the beaches where they're landing and to collect them. And it's as simple as that. And I would set up another task force to hunt illegal immigrants down as well when they run. And it's as simple as that. Really, that's how I would do it. And I would drop all these green taxes as well. And I would scrap all ULEZ charges in central London. And I also would scrap the congestion charge as well. Why should you pay to be in a traffic jam? It's ridiculous. It really is. So that's my Sunday. So that's Mark's Sunday talk today. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you liked it. But like I say, these are my opinions and only my opinions. So don't be asking for any science, because there's no science behind it. There is no science behind the climate change. When you listen to the climate change lobby, they don't provide the science. They haven't got the science because there is no science. Yes, there is a climate change, but it's a natural climate change. Don't be conned. It's not unnatural. What's happening to the planet is quite natural. At this moment in time, we are now going from summer into autumn, then into winter, and so on, and then spring. Don't forget, we have seasons around the world. So there you go. So I hope you enjoy that. I hope you like this talk, and if you have liked the video, please like the video. Please consider, please subscribe to me if you're new. Hit the bell icon. All that will let you know when I'm uploading another video. Also, please share the video to your friends and your family and to other social media like Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, and use the comment section below. And I'll catch you on the next video. Bye for now. Catch you all later.